One.
Okay, this is the forward control panel. There's lots of buttons on this side, only 2 buttons on the other side. Those 2 buttons, the top 2 on this side, are for the picking platform. So watch me out. I'm moving out, I'm sitting on the rail. The platform is extending out. If I push the inside, the rail comes in. The top 2 buttons on each one of these posts control the platform that it's connected to. The next 2 sets of buttons are for up and down. You watch and see that we're going to be going up when I push on this. Typically the front platform, the only time it's moved is when we're getting level with the rear platform to move a bin of pairs to the rear. The rear platform is brought up so the front platform will be picking the low pairs from the bottom up. And so they will pick all the low pairs, and these people here will be up probably a foot to 18 inches above where they are. Now if this bin were full of pairs, we picked up this bin full of pairs, the first thing we would do is we have an up and down, let's start.
1.
Okay, this is the back control module. It's the same as the front as far as this one having most of the controls and the far side just being for the platform going in and out. This again is for the platform going up and down to get to the tree to pick the fruit. But this button here is for the unloader. If we had a full bin, I would need to bring this unloader up so that we can get rid of this 1,000 pounds of pairs. Yeah, I might have to go down a little bit so that I can get the 2 level. Then I have a chain drive which is going to move the bin of pairs. It's critical at this point that the first thing we do is we move this down a little bit and get this platform back to where it was for the pickers. Because as soon as we get that off, as soon as we get that off, we're going to move the forward bin back onto this platform, and we want to get the pairs pickers back to picking pairs. On?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to say that this bin was not full and it's just partially filled. But we want to bring this partially filled bin back to this area to be topped off and to be put off the back later. So what we're going to do is stop.
2, 1, go.
When the platforms are out for picking, back in the back we have a yellow rod. By loosening little T-handle on the back, we can pull this across so we don't fall off the back. That is probably the most dangerous spot is back there. Because you can fall off the back. Because you're not looking, you're looking at picking and you walk off the back. Okay, now we're going to, at this point, you notice John back there has his harness on. I don't have my harness on. I'm the front driver. He is the second driver that's on the machine. He's also that picker in that corner. He will take care of unloading the bins and driving that chain. Up here we're going to drive this chain to move the bin. On the track we have dogs. See these little cleats here? That's what keeps these plastic bins moving. If these cleats weren't here, with the slope we're on now and the motor running, the bins would walk right off the front of the machine. So we have to have them to control it. But also when we come back, we have to set these dogs so that this bin will come on. When the bin gets right about here, John starts his chain. When John starts his chain, I have to keep my chain going until it's on his platform. Then I can stop. If either one of us stop, it's going to jump up on top of those little dogs here. And if it's a full bin of pairs, if it's a full bin, the pressure on those dogs when it tips a little bit, it is stuck. We got to be careful we keep it on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have my chain forward. I'm going to push my chain forward. And I make sure that the chains are level. Looks like I need to go up just a little bit. And when I get just right next to that dog, John's going to push his forward. Okay, so here we go. I'm going forward. John's going forward. And I keep mine down, he keeps his down. I can stop now. He stops his wherever he wants to stop it. And that takes the most coordination because it's hard to keep going when you're watching the other chain. Now this would typically have another bin here already on the front of the chain, and it would have been moved back into this area here. Now you notice John moved this bin kind of the middle of the last back platform. That means that if maybe we're shy a picker, maybe this side has no pairs and this side has a whole bunch, John can go across and help them pick on the other side. Or John can come forward, and this will have a water bucket here, and he can get a drink of water at this point. There'll be a water container here. So see, he can go all the way around, and as long as he goes underneath and doesn't make it into a maypole, they're not constricted. Okay, stop.
1, 2.
Okay, now we're going to pretend that this bin is full in the front. That bin in the back is not full. It's only partially filled. How do we get the full bin off? Well, John's going to lift the bag all the way to the top. And when you can see it, down below there's another chain. I have the control for both of these chains right here. So what we did before with two people driving this chain and this chain, we're going to have one person do with this chain and that chain. And this bar has to get up high enough that it's hidden by this. It'll stop when it gets to the top. Supposed to be, it will stop. And now you'll see that it's not quite hidden, and my chains aren't lined up, so I have to drop my platform down. And I have my dog set back here. John's going to put the back rollers down level with this set of chains. Right there. And now I'm going to go forward with this one, the top one. When I get there, I hold both of them. I can release the top one. I can send it right onto the rollers with a full bin of fruit. And he's loaded. Now, you can also bring this down at the same time to get ready for the picker. Now sometimes on the back, if we're going downhill, the bin won't want to roll on the rollers to go off the back. In that case, John will stop it about there, and he will have to go out to the center and with his feet push on the bin to push it off. You're not down on the ground. Okay. Then he can push it off with his feet because of the angle we're going downhill. Typically, that's at an angle sufficient that it'll roll right off. Okay, thank you.